Ow. Sweet home Chicago. It's not BC's home, but shit, it's everybody's home tonight. If we speak up, speak loud. Let VKM know what's up, Chicago. There's no better time like the now. That's the old saying anyway. There's no better time than the now. Now is a good time to smack Vinnie Mac upside his dome piece. Now I'm really gonna try to keep you guys here a half an hour, no more. I know I say that all the time, but I'm gonna try. We just had an awesome back day workout. We crushed it. This song came on, man. I'm not even joking. Triple H's The Game. That theme is in my workout playlist. I don't know why I put it there years ago. It stayed. I'm not even joking, man. Somehow it went right to a Roman Reigns' new theme, and I had a fucking solid workout with that shit, bro. I had a damn solid workout to Roman Reigns' new fucking theme. At first I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I gotta change it up. Nah, man. It's a damn good theme song. I do have to say. Real quick, man, I want to hit you guys with a little bit of a Raw preview. First of all, they're in Chicago. What's up, everybody? I know. I'm breaking all the rules, man. They say, BC, if you're going to do a live stream, you got to give people ample amount of time. I give people 8 minutes. They say, BC, if you're going to do a live stream, do not do it in the morning or in the early afternoon. BC does it early morning, early after. What the fuck, right? They say, BC, make sure the Olympics or the New York Yankees ain't on in the background, or Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp or Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. No, what do? I blast fucking 2 different tubes. I break all the rules on this platform. I am the most unprofessional YouTuber you're gonna find. What's up, everybody? Good to see you all, though, man. I know I don't give a lot of time. I know most of you guys are gonna catch us later and be pissed that you missed the live, but I can't change, man. I always like to be spontaneous. I like that. Pastor Amplified. Neil. No. We'll save that for the head of the table. Although IWC-wise, I guess that would be me. Hey, let's get to business. Chicago. Tonight. I think we all know what needs to happen, man. I hope Chicago is not like last week. You see the crowd last week where everybody sat there with their fucking, or stood there with their wooden fucking bowl with their wooden spoon. What did they say, guys? What did they say with that wooden bowl, chat? When they stood before Vince McMahon last Monday with that wooden bowl, what did they say? You know what they said. I'm on a delay, but I know I got some tried and trues up in here. That's it, Micro Pop. JR9, Cedric Gilmer 1104, Ray Hunt, Santivia, CJ Hawk. You all know what they said. Oh, now they're all coming in. Fuck yeah. Dave, Maria, Christopher. Please, sir, can I have some more? Because that crowd last night, man, they would have took 3 hours of Nikki Ash hole. Do you think you can do 3 hours, Nikki? They really love you. If I can't, Vince, don't worry. I can almost do 3 hours. They were loving people like Nikki Ashhole, and we're over here like, dude, really? You're letting Vince off the hook that you're just going to go and have a giddy old time? This is your chance to show up and show out, man. Tell Vince exactly what is acceptable, what is not, but that's okay. That's okay. Not sure where they were last week. Maybe it's in the middle of the fucking country. Maybe it's people that don't get out much. I don't fucking know. Much love to them for having a good time with this pandemic. You can't really blame them. But this week, this is Chi-Town. This is Chicago. They don't fuck around when it comes to pro wrestling. It's like my home now of New York City. We just don't fuck around. So what we're hoping is that Chicago shows up tonight and they're not just going to parade around for Nikki Ash. Oh, no. They're not just going to sit there with their wooden bowl saying, please, sir, can I have some more? No. What Chicago is going to do is they're going to light up a Bray Wyatt chant in respect is what I'm hoping. What Chicago is going to do is tell Vince McMahon and Gorilla exactly what is working. Not a hell of a lot, obviously. And what the hell is not working? A whole hell of a lot is not working. And Chicago needs to show up tonight for work. For Chicago, unfortunately, this can't just be spending money, giving Vince money, and just having a grand old, jolly old time. For Chicago, they have to go to work tonight. Chicago needs to show up and stand up for all of us. Because what is happening as of late in that company is unacceptable, not just for the fans, bro, but for these wrestlers. It's no longer acceptable. It hasn't been for years. Now we have to light that bitch up a little more. We have to ignite that fire under VKM's ass. Now you may say, BC, it's not going to do shit. He's still going to be in his own world, and next week they'll be back into another city or town that's going to eat all the bullshit stew that he's serving. But he still has to be held accountable. For the last year and a half, he sat there in his little Thunderdome, and he got to literally dictate every aspect of every show, every character, every fiber of what got put out there. Him and Kevin Dunn have their pulse on it all. Now we get to at least have that say. Even if you do want to pipe in some crowd noise, Chicago can make sure it's not connecting. Now we finally have our voice back, and it's really damn good that we're in Chicago to start that the right way. Last week was not the best representation of how the AMP unit feels, and I know so many of you. Chicago has that chance tonight. They have to go to work, man. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself here and there and enjoy the atmosphere. Be glad to be out after this whole pandemic bullshit. But you do have to show up and show out, man. And a little Bray Wyatt chant would be pretty badass. I know they're going to probably pull some CM Punk chants for AEW, I understand. That's not going to do too much for Vince, though. He's heard that for years. Let him know that he done fucked up Bray. And I don't care if in the future we hear that Bray asked for his release, right? Which, A, I wouldn't fucking blame him at all. And number two, it's still Vince McMahon's fault. How the fuck do you let one of your best performers in years and years get to the point where he wants out of your company? That's pretty fucked up. You got people like Natty and Tamina and Roman and Charlotte that have career for life jobs, man. They can be there forever no matter what they do, personally or professionally. They have forever jobs. But somebody who brought you all that money like Bray, you are going to turn a blind eye to him. You're going to kick him to the curb. You're going to say fuck that and fuck you. You're going to say you ain't worth shit. And you're going to treat him like a pile of shit. Well, I say fuck that and fuck you, Vince. But tonight, it's not about what BC's going to do, because BC's not going to be in Chicago tonight. What I need Chicago to do is show up and say, fuck you, Vince. In fact, how awesome would it be if there was a fuck you, Vince chant? Wouldn't that be fucking epic? I know, wishful thinking, but damn, that would be pretty epic. Now, I promise to keep you guys here within a half an hour. I'm going to try to. I just got back from the gym. I'm pretty hyped up on some protein and my fourth coffee. And I'm talking pro wrestling with my unit, which I love to do, so it might go over a half an hour. I don't fucking know. I saw some VIPs come in here with some supers, too. I always like to shoot the shit with you guys after. But I want to jump in. That's Chicago. Another story tonight is Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, I'm sure most of us agree. First of all, Alexa Bliss should be getting zero hate for what happened with Bray Wyatt's character getting jacked. We all need to tell the truth. Bray Wyatt's character got jacked. It got taken from him, and it got bestowed to Alexa Bliss. That's unacceptable. It's fucked up. They should have been together. Not real life. I mean, we love JoJo. But they should have been together storyline-wise. Vince should have been working with Bray Wyatt the entire time, getting back ASAP, make sure he's happy and in a good state of mind, make sure he's ready to rock. Instead, Vince never really cared. So whether Bray said, I want to be released, or Vince and Nick Khan said, hey, you're too much money, we need to release you for budget cuts, it doesn't matter. The fact that they didn't even bother, didn't care enough to keep this guy, to make those pleads, that's bad enough. But then to give that character totally to Alexa Bliss, it's unacceptable. And I like Alexa. I know that's an unpopular decision, opinion, take. I get it. But I think Alexa's been doing her best work since she's gotten with Bray Wyatt. Since they put them together, this has been the best Alexa Bliss. So I somehow along the way turned into a fan of sorts. But I'll be the first to admit, the last couple of months without Bray especially, it has gotten stale more and more by the week. And now, with Bray Wyatt's release, Alexa Bliss can simply not have this character. Now hear me out. It's not just for the fans. For most of us, at least that 18 to 49 demo, which is their main demo by over 59%. I believe the margin is a whopping 72 now. So anyone that says they just promote to kids, you may be accurate, but that's not what the ratings bulk. That's not what it shows. The ratings bulk is 18 to 49 by an astounding 72%, I believe, I think it is. So they can market to the kids all they want. It's the 18 to 49s that are owning that show. And I believe we all know she cannot have that character after they just done did Bray Wyatt that filthy. Not dirty, they done did Bray Wyatt filthy. So Alexa simply cannot have that character, not just for the fans, for her. Do you realize she had, I believe, put her social on private or some shit because people were blaming her and pissed off that she has the character, and the dude that created the character, he got released. And Alexa gets the parade around there with her forever job. I just don't see Vince releasing her unless she went to Vince and said, I'm done, bro. You've done everything lately to just fuck me over. You take Bray away, then you release Bray, and you're basically just fucking putting me in a hole. You're putting me in a pickle I can't get out of. So I wouldn't blame Alexa for wanting a release. But for her, not for the fans, although for us too, but for Alexa, I don't see how she could continue with this character. It is going to be trashed for justified reasons. It is going to bring up in our dome pieces Bray Wyatt all of the time. Even if it's subconsciously, man. Even if you're trying to forget about Bray for a second because it's still mind-boggling and so frustrating. Every time you see Alexa, there's Bray's character. Alexa Bliss has to change up the character. It sucks. It was working so well when she was with Bray. There was so much creativity I could have done with that character. And there's some shit that they did try to do with her, and a lot of it fell right on its fucking face. The company as a whole fell on its ass when they tried to do all this Lily shit and some of the shit was just mind-boggling because if you just put some thought and care into it, it could have been defined and put out there in a much better aspect. Instead, it's like they didn't even put any time or effort into it, and it totally got shit on for justified reasons. Anyway, I digress. That's been happening for weeks and months. How the fuck does Alexa keep that character and you're telling me it's gonna get better? She's gotta drop that shit, man. She's gotta drop the character. I know. It was her best character, and if she goes back to the regular old Alexa, maybe all those fans won't be by her side, and maybe it'll be worse off. But listen, it's going to be a hell of a lot worse off if she keeps that character. For her, and constantly having Bray brought up, because it's not going to end if she keeps that character. It'll constantly be brought up. The fans will constantly be reminded about Bray, and the company does not win. Not one fucking iota. But I'm sure Vince doesn't give a fuck. Vince would love for her to carry on that shit. Like, we don't need Bray. Alexa can do it all. That character could have been on anybody. You know? He gets rid of fucking, or should I say, Diesel and Razor Ramon, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash go over to WCW. You know how ignorant and arrogant and negligent this dude is? He actually had a fake Razor Ramon. Does anybody remember, what was it, the late 90s? Anybody old enough to... Do you guys remember fake Razor Ramon and fake Diesel? I know a lot of you guys might be younger. But these two dudes went over to form the NWO, the real dudes, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Vince actually made a fake Razor Ramon and a fake Diesel because in his mind, he honestly thought, it's not the dudes behind the character, it's the fucking character that I created. Damn it, it's mine. It's my creation. No, Vince. Razor Ramon was brought to life because a Scott Hall Diesel came to be that larger-than-life character because of Kevin motherfucking Nash. It wasn't you, bro. You allowed them the vehicle to be on that highway. Thank you. Now, promptly go to the passenger seat and play with the radio while the big boys drive. Diesel, Kevin Nash, and Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, and then they come up with fake Razor and fake Diesel, and it fell right on its face. The company fell flat on their ass. Do you know why? Because it wasn't Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. I'm just giving you guys an example of how, yeah, fake Undertaker, Ice Jones, thank you. Fake Undertaker, anybody remember that? He even had an Undertaker versus Undertaker match. He's like, fuck it. I can create 4 Undertakers, and they'll love it. 3, 4 fucking Doink the Clowns. We already know who the man in the main Doink the Clown was, man. You can't recreate this shit. The characters are brought to life because of the individuals. Vince McMahon is such an asshole. He doesn't care about the human beings behind the characters. It's just about his trademark. And don't feed me the bullshit that it's all about business at the end of the day. Don't feed me that because he's already a multi-fucking billionaire. If he was to continue to liquidate all of his assets, I promise you he's a multi-billionaire. And he's releasing people during a pandemic, just as Mike Bennett recently said, just so he can get a little bit richer. A little bit? Just a little bit? I believe his total acquisition from all of that after all other expenses was about $2.4 million is what he gained by firing and releasing people during the hardest times of their life. When he's already a fucking billionaire. Don't tell me it's just about business because a good owner does not do that shit. I'm not even a big fan because he gets political a lot, but Mark Cuban, do you know what he did for all of his employees and shit during that time? He could have easily just sent them home, man. They work at the arena. They're 9-to-5ers. Why he doesn't give a fuck about these people, you would think. Do some fucking research on how Mark Cuban treated his employees and shit during that whole pandemic. You know, yeah, he's losing some money. Oh, he's losing money, no doubt. But he knows if you treat your people correctly, brah, you're gonna make up for it tenfold. You're gonna get all that money back in the future, one way or another, many ways. But in the process, you're gonna have the best fucking employees ever. They're gonna fucking respect you. And it's hard to earn respect in this world. So no, business may be the bottom line. But at the end of the day, how you're treating people to get to that end goal, that's going to make the world a difference. Why do so many wrestlers talk that shit about Vince McMahon? Is it just because of bitterness? Or are they all saying the same exact thing because maybe, here's a crazy concept for any WWE dick rider out there, maybe he's that much of a douche to his talent? I already know the answer because I do my research and I listen to all of these wrestlers and they all have one thing in common. The common denominator in making their stay at WWE such a horrible experience was the actual owner, Vince and Kennedy McMahon, and how they were brought up and taught that whole system. And nowadays, everybody has to be a carbon copy of one another. You can't even have your own individuality. He literally wants to, it's basically like branding a bull. You ever see the farmlands and they brand the bulls with the fucking iron? It's almost like if he could, he would brand you with a WWE logo to make sure that you know you are owned by WWE. And you're like a package being shipped out of the Amazon fulfillment center. One box at a time being shipped out and you're all the same. You're all in the same size brown box. You can't have your own individuality. You can't cut your own promos. You got to be perfectly scripted word for word. Everyone has to look the same or do the same, or if you look different, you got to be paired up with somebody that does look like you. It's absolutely fucking pathetic. Now get back, right? We went on a side rant there, man, as we usually do. For Alexa Bliss, I'm going to wrap this up with a bow on top, a little cherry to fucking fulfill you later. Alexa Bliss has to drop that character for the fans, for herself, and for that company. No good is going to come out of this if she keeps that character. I would do it tonight. I would leave her off TV tonight. That is throwing that poor gal into the lion's den. If Vince McMahon throws Alexa Bliss out there in Chicago, from Monday Night Raw, 2 days after they just released Bray Wyatt, who was the owner of that character, the real owner, the real creativity behind it. If they threw Alexa Bliss out there, that is fucked up on WWE's part. And that shows you again that Vince doesn't care about his talent at all. That's my Alexa Bliss rant. Anybody blaming her for the jacked character, that's just wrong. It wasn't her. She didn't go to Vince and go, Vince, I think I can do this whole character, man. Give it to me. Split us up, give it to me, send him home, and if he doesn't like it, fire him. Release it. No, bro, Alexa didn't do that. Alexa even admitted in the last tweet before she went private, she even said, that was the best work of my career. Working with you and teaching me so much. Thank you. I'm at a loss for words. That was her message. And after she sent that out, everybody wanted to throw hate at her. Bro, what the fuck? Fuck you. Sitting there with your little fucking keyboard, man. Fucking blaming Alexa Bliss. Wow, that's a different level of stupidity. You gotta laugh at that. But Alexa Bliss, in all honesty, she is going to be tied with this now, man. She's going to be tied with it. And because she's going to be tied with it, you have to do a character rehaul, I call it. I don't care if she goes back to another Alexa character that she was in the past, or original Alexa, or if you have a different character, you keep her home for a few months and you repackage her. But I don't even mind Alexa. I hope she comes back better than ever. But I would keep her off tonight, and I would repackage the character. But knowing the old bastard in Stamford, Connecticut, he's going to keep Alexa with that character, and he's going to parade her out there tonight in Chicago. We'll see. Tonight's preview, guys, real quick, if I may. Oh, can I just give you the Mike Bennett thing, too, what he said, man? Mike Bennett is taking a lot of heat from wrestling fans. They're calling him bitter. And I guess him and Maria have rubbed wrestling fans the wrong way for several years. I guess I don't know much about the situation. I'll do more research on it. But he's getting a lot of, he spoke some words about Vince McMahon, and people are calling him bitter or not. But I kind of see I hear a lot of truth in this. Can I just read this real quick for you guys? Of course I can. It's my fucking show. So Mike Bennett says this: I'm going to pick up my kids at daycare now. Here's the last thing I'll say about this situation. Watch all wrestling, especially Ring of Honor, which, by the way, I'm all in for that. I love my Ring of Honor. I love my Briscoe brothers. I love my Jay Lethal. Some of my favorite wrestlers in the world, so I agree with Bennett on that. He also says, enjoy what you enjoy. I watch everything. I find plenty enjoyable about WWE. Some of my best friends still work there. I don't know how much he's finding enjoyable about WWE, but that doesn't sound bitter to me. He's saying he's finding a lot enjoyable. All right. He says, however, to deny that Vince is a greedy, evil man is to live in denial. You can enjoy the WWE product and realize that Vince has become bad for wrestling. The fish rots at the head, and for the past 40 years, Vince has been at the top. He fired mass amounts of people during the worst health crisis in 100 years. All to save a few $1 million when his company was set to make record profits. Many people with families and children lost their jobs that day so Vince could become slightly more rich. To deny this fact is to live in delusion. He's destroyed more lives than he's helped. You can still enjoy the product and realize the boss is a piece of shit. Instead of attacking the men and women who broke their backs for Vince to become a billionaire, maybe stand up for those talents. I promise you, Vince will still be a lousy human, but maybe you'll understand a bit better. In the meantime, support all indie wrestlers who are literally the backbone of the industry and watch ROH. The women's division in the pure division are changing the pro wrestling game. End quote by Michael Bennett. As Gaming Francis says, man, it just popped up. I'm on a delay, but no lies are detected here. So you can call him bitter all you want. I don't know enough about the dude since, or at least the past year and a half. From the whole start of the pandemic, I kind of lost touch on what a lot of these dudes are doing. But it doesn't sound like bitter. He's talking about how he still enjoys or tries to what WWE produces. I don't know how he's doing that. He's got friends there, so he wants to remain positive about it. But he's pretty much going hard on Vince and Kennedy McMahon, and I don't see the lies that are detected. So I give props to Mike Bennett in that situation, man, to stand up, and I think more people need to do that, and they didn't. And as far as Mickie James, I know I already did this. I can fucking speak. Another swig. I already said this in the live stream and in yesterday's follow-up video for Bray Wyatt, but Mickie James, man, round of applause for Mickie for standing up immediately. She didn't wait an hour or fucking 2 hours later or later that night. She literally, when she found out this news, she went to bed, and she loves Alexa Bliss, but she knew how wrong this release was. And Mickie James just came right out and said, bullshit, and corrected WWE when WWE sent out the message saying, we wish Bray Wyatt all the best in his future endeavors. And BC told you that's bullshit because you didn't wish him the best while he was with the company. There's no way you wish him the best now. Or if he goes up to AEW All Elite Wrestling, there's no way you're going to wish him the best. You didn't when you had him. It's the old adage, if you treat somebody like shit when you have them, when they leave your ass, don't wonder why they left you. It's because you treated them like shit. Well, Mickie James felt the same way as BC and a lot of you guys, man. Mickie James stood the fuck up, and Mickie James said, no, you don't wish him all the best. What you really meant to say, WWE, and she went on to scold him. I'm not going to go over it again because I went over it about 4 times on the live stream. Maybe I read it again yesterday. I'm not sure, but man, Alexa Bliss has to lose that character. Yeah, man, there's no more. We're getting to the point where we stumble over our fucking words. How can anybody watch Alexa Bliss with that character, man? Yes, Mickie James was absolutely correct in her statement. So as much as Mickie James likes Alexa Bliss, Mickie James even knows, man, that character was jacked. Not by Alexa, by Vince. Jared9 Gaming, she absolutely has to reinvent herself, bro. That's gotta fucking, it's gotta be done tonight. She's gotta be left off TV tonight, and then the repackaging. Vince is gonna parade her out there, I'm sure. But Mike Bennett, just like Mickie James, I want to give a round of applause, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, DC Collins, Cult of Wyndham is coming, man. And that goes to another thing, man. Bray Wyatt responded to somebody on social. They left a post about Bray, and Bray left the red circle. Now, chat, can somebody tell me what the fuck that's supposed to mean? I know Bray's cryptic. I know Bray has his own way of doing things, but he broke his silence. He sent out a message, but it was only the red circle. Now, BC doesn't do social media. I don't know what the red... Life is a full circle. Is that what it means? Life is like a circle. Red circle means it's coming full circle. All right, so pretty basic. Exactly what BC thought it meant. So everything comes full circle. What the fuck does that mean? That's why I love this dude. He's so creative. He's so cryptic. He's got you leaving question marks even on his responses, man. So it all comes back around. Maybe he means it's going to bite Vince McMahon in the ass too one day. That's a little thing we call karma, and karma will always come to kick your ass. Yeah, so Bray Wyatt left that, man, so that's pretty cool that at least he's feeling all right to be up on social, man. If that's the last place that I would be, man, or Alexa, I mean, I just, social is just a waste of time for BC. It's just, not only is it a shit fest on social, but it's just a waste of fucking time, man. And Bray Wyatt, he's too creative for that shit. I'm glad Bray Wyatt doesn't post that much. And Alexa Bliss always has issues on social. If I was her, I would just either keep the shit private or just get off of it. I don't understand why these wrestlers need that shit. You don't need to promote yours. BC doesn't do fucking social. I do just fucking fine. I went on a live stream in the AM hours with 8 minutes of notice. I'm breaking all the live stream rules on how to attract an audience, and I still got nearly 600 motherfuckers banging out and getting amped with the amplified, man. Nearly 200 on the fucking ups already. You don't need shit like that to promote yourself. Will you attract some more eyeballs? Maybe. But if people fucking love what you're doing, if they know you're the shit, they're gonna tune in. Because they know Ain't much fucking better, brah. This is where you need to be. Promote yourself in that ring. Do your thing. Bray Wyatt, man, he left that red circle. We'll see. See what happens in the future with that, man. Monday Night Raw, as far as the, this is their preview. Omos is taking on Riddle tonight, guys. Omos versus Riddle. Now, they're also scheduled to have, or at least he's being advertised, Randy Orton. But he was advertised last week and he never showed up on the show. Were they waiting for Chicago? Shut the people up for the CM Punk chance or the Bray Wyatt chance. Let's bring out Orton, right? They'll like Orton. They'll cheer, right? They don't get all fucking giddy. It's Randy Orton. Wow. Maybe that's why they're saving Orton, because you got to know AJ Styles is going to get involved and Riddle is going to need some backup. Maybe Randy Orton comes back tonight, but Randy Orton is being advertised for tonight. On top of that, Bill Goldberg, whether you like this or not, Bill Goldberg is returning tonight. And this is what I can't stand. He's going to show up. He's going to say, "What'd I tell you last time? You're next." That's a little bit of Vince McMahon. How does Goldberg do it? "You're next." There you go. "You're next." There you go. That's Bill Goldberg. At first, he sounded like Vince McMahon. I don't need to hear that again. You already told him he's next. You told that to Kevin Owens. You told that to Bray Wyatt. You told that to fucking, who knows, Kofi Kingston. No, that was Brock Lesnar. I don't know. These part-timers come back and they deliver a few lines, and that's the whole promotion for their battle. That's the whole story, is they just come out, they have a few words because the dude's 54. It's in his contract. He can't be getting too physical. Fuck that and check that. I would have this dude with Bobby Lashley fighting in the street tonight. Literally a Chicago street fight. I don't care if Goldberg is... No. I would have Lashley take out Goldberg into the fucking street. Have them battle right in the middle of a Chicago street. You need to get us excited. Why the fuck does anybody care about this? Mr. 3 Moves of Doom. Does he have 3 moves, Goldberg? The fucking jackhammer, the spear. Oh yeah, and the knock himself out into a post, right? He knocks himself out. So he punches himself, and that's his 3 moves, right? Does he do anything else? I don't think Goldberg does 4 moves. So what is pumping us up here? We've already seen the same show play out. And even when he fails to win the title, he goes away for several months. He comes right back into another title match. Why are we seeing this? Make us excited, bro. You're in Chicago. Goldberg's showing up. Okay. Are you going to have something cool planned, like an actual storyline? Is it going to be a feud that's going to kick into high gear? The fuel is going to be added to that fire? We're going to ignite that son of a bitch? Put it into full gear? No, I like that, Jared9. Spear, jackhammer, and a cover. That's his 3 moves of doom. You got to get uber creative tonight, man. Do something with Goldberg. Do something with him and Lashley. You have 617 creative writers. You got a supposed genius in Vincent Kennedy. That's what we're still being told. And you're just going to have this dude waltz in there. They're going to have some words. And what? Is Lashley just going to get speared? It's bad enough he has to take on Goldberg. Now you're just going to have him get speared. Exactly. Who was that? West Nile. You get rid of Bray Wyatt just to bring back Goldberg because you got to pay his check. Fuck building to the future. Let's just bring back Goldberg. So Goldberg's coming back tonight. Omos versus Riddle. We got to see what happens with Alexa Bliss. And by the way, the main event, they could switch it up from the last match. Maybe they're going to begin the night with it. But the upfront main event was Nikki Ash taking on Charlie Flair. So this is a rematch from last week. And it was so weird. The match ended. They both stood up, looked at each other. And Nikki said, remember when she said, "I almost could have beat you, Charlotte." And Ashley Flair, not just Charlotte Flair, the woman that plays the character Charlotte, Ashley, was looking at her like, no, that doesn't make sense. No, we're live. What did you just say? You almost could have beat me? Doesn't make sense. Ashley was fucking astonished. The crowd, and they were up for anything that Vince gave them last week. The crowd was astonished. BC almost fell backwards in his fucking chair, coffee fucking landing on him and everything. I couldn't believe what I heard. I had to go back and listen to it 4 more times just to make sure I was hearing it correctly. I almost could have beat ya. So I get another match next week so I can almost beat you again. And I swear to you, this is no joke. The old bastard thinks this is going to bring eyeballs to the fucking product. And he wonders why they went from a 1.9 to a 1.8, and they're probably going to go to a 1.7 after Chicago. If they pull in a good rating this week, and good for them is just over 1.8, it's going to be because they were in Chicago, and people needed to tune in to see how the crowd was going to react. Almost like a night after WrestleMania kind of vibe, right? This is the first time that WWE has been in front of a crowd of this magnitude in over a year and a half. Since they've been back, they've been in crowds where they can easily manipulate. Now, Chicago is a crowd that could say, fuck you. Sriracha Boss, BC cuts better promos than the entire Raw roster. Sriracha Boss, my whole life is a promo. You should see me order fucking coffees. Or a Domino's pizza. Or at the local market getting a pizza cutter. I'm cutting promos on everybody. I'll no-sell motherfuckers in the supermarket. They expect me to hold the door open sometimes. I'll no-sell them. I love to fucking cut promos all day, man. It's natural, and that's what I mean. Vince McMahon likes to cut your legs out from underneath you at that point, man. When you have natural it factor, when you're charismatic, when you have the gift to gab, and you go to WWE and he says, no, it's all finished. We have a protocol. We're going to write your every word, and we're going to tell you how to deliver it. Man, you just ruined somebody. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and all them would never work today. Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, they would never work today because they would be told to change who they really are. That it factor would be gone because Vince would ruin it. So we should be grateful we had that back in the day because you don't get that these days, man. You remember several months ago when Matt Riddle forgot the words? This is how scripted they are. He forgot the words, and he panicked. He was probably high as a motherfucker, and he walked away from Asuka, and poor Asuka didn't know what to do. So she stood there, and you see the shadow of the producer waving her, like, just walk. Because some people thought, that was just it was a funny skit. It was meant to happen. No. Go back and watch. You see the shadow of the cameraman and the producer. And they're telling Asuka didn't know what to do. Matt Riddle, and you hear Matt Riddle on the side. Matt Riddle goes, it's all good, bro. He was telling the cameraman and the producer because they were probably like, what the fuck are you doing? You have wrestlers that are forgetting their words because they have so many words to say. And when they forget, they go into a panic mode, and poor Asuka is sitting there. I mean, I felt so bad for her, man. But that's what's happening when you script them out so fucking much. So anyway, that Raw review, what do you got? You got Goldberg coming back. You got Omos versus Riddle. You have Nikki Ash versus Charlie Flair. We'll see what happens with Alexa Bliss. We'll see how Chicago turns out. And on top of that, what else, man? There was something else I had to say. I totally forgot. Maybe I'll remember for the Raw review tomorrow. But there was something else tonight that was happening. Now, stay away from the fruit roll-ups, but something tells me you're going to see at least 2 to 3. Jer9, we'll be watching tonight, right? All of us. We'll see how many fruit roll-ups occur tonight, and we'll fucking discuss it tomorrow for sure. It might be audio format only tomorrow, guys. That's why I wanted to go live with you guys today, because I do have some traveling to do, and it might be audio format only. But I promise you 2 things. Number 1, there's going to be a scathing review tomorrow. And number 2, it's going to be fully amplified. So whether it's audio format or not, you guys will get that shit, man. I promised you guys a half an hour. Of course that didn't happen. I didn't even get to my VIPs, man. So let's shoot the shit with some supers. Hold on, guys. I'm on a delay, so give me a second. I'll stay here for however long it needs to be, man, to make sure my supers are all taken care of. Hold on, guys. I know I'm on a delay here. I said a half an hour. 2 hours later. Oh shit, there was a bunch of you, man. It might be 2 hours later. Hold on. J Football Alive! What's up, dog? J Footballer, one of the first supers up in this bit, man. Sometimes J Footballer can't even make the chats. Good to see you up in here, man. I'm still shell-shocked, bro. Chicago, this is a good time to hijack the show. Please be a bit more creative than CM Punk. Give VKM a much-deserved slap. I agree, J Football Alive. I'll take the CM Punk just to let them know that he's coming to AEW. But also, be a little bit more innovative, Chicago. But more than anything, let them have it. J Football Alive. I agree, bro. Carlos Ray. Before I even read this, a salute to Carlos. Carlos with that coffee just says, BC Amp Unit salute. Right back at you, brother. Good to have you up in here, Carlos. Hopefully all is good, man. Not Puffy 199. Glad I am able to catch this entire stream live. Absolutely not Puffy. Hopefully I don't keep you guys here that much longer, man. But much love, Not Puffy. I'm glad you were able to catch the stream. War Dog! The War Dog! What's up, War Dog? 5-spot coffee salute, BC and the Amp Unit. That salute's going right back to you, War Dog. Thank you, my man. Good to have you up in here. The War Dog! Yes! John Vermetti. What up, John? Man, my tried and trues are up in here. I love that. Show the love and hit the like, Amp Unit. Respect, BC. I appreciate that, John Vermetti. I always forget to say it enough. I know. But I appreciate that, John, for being on the lookout, dude. It does help the algorithm later for the ups. Thank you, John. Unique Butterfly with a couple of coffees, 5-spot and a 5-spot. Grab the torches and pitchforks, rehire Bray Wyatt, burn it down. I agree, Unique, but this could be the catalyst to something better for Bray, right? I hope he does go to a place like AEW and he's treated correctly and he can be as creative as he can. I know the cap space in AEW, they cannot fit anybody else right now, not even Murphy. And we firmly believe that Murphy is going to show up to AEW too, after Andrade and after Malachi. Bro, I don't know where Bray can even fit, but it has to happen. This is where Tony Khan has to put on his thinking cap, man, and make the room, make the space, because he belongs there. I don't know if going back to WWE is going to fix shit. Although, when Sasha took her time off and then she came back, you can still disagree with a lot of the booking for Sasha, no doubt. But you can also say she's a lot better now booking-wise than she was. So maybe it'll light a fire under Vince's ass. I don't fucking know, man. But Unique Butterfly, couldn't agree more. 5-spot as well from Unique Butterfly says the superstar should also not show up for work as mutiny against Vince. Well, that's the whole thing with the unionization, right? That's why when you even mention it, you get blackballed and your own peers will not stand up for you. Zelina Vega found that out, man. Nobody stood with that poor gal. And then when she went back to work, because no company is unionized, she got called a sellout. So she was fucked. Because no matter where Zelina went, it's not unionized. So she was going to be called a sellout no matter what, man. And I think people were even more upset because she went back to the company that she originally had some beef with. So I don't know, man. She was at a loss either way. But yeah, that's where unionization would come in. Unique Butterfly, much love. J Football Alive with another coffee, $4.99 says, Chi-Town, do Bray some justice. BC, imagine a he's got the whole world in his hands chant going around the arena. Goosebumps. Fuck sports entertainment. J Football Alive, if that crowd starts singing he's got the whole world in his hands, which is exactly what Sasha Banks posted after he got released, bro, that would honestly warm BC's heart, bro. I mean, I would have to put that in my review tomorrow with its own little 5-minute section to salute Chicago. Because that would be fucking badass, J Football Alive. Kong Unleashed with a $1.99 coffee says, yeah, she really needs to drop it. Alexa, and again, it's not just for the fans or for it's for her. If Vince truly cares about Alexa, she has to get rid of that character now. It's only going to remind fans of Bray Wyatt. It's only going to tarnish her because the character was totally jacked. Not by Alexa. I'm not blaming her, but we are blaming Kennedy McMahon. And Alexa's going to be the scapegoat in this. She's going to, the shit trickles down and it's going to pile up on Alexa. She needs to end that character. She has to tell Vince that. Or she needs to say, I need to get the fuck out. I mean, I can do you no more service. I can't have you just fucking totally wreck me. She needs to honestly have a talk with Vince. I mean, in no other, I mean, people justify this, man. Fans. I get this all the time when I say a wrestler needs to talk to Vince. BC, what do you expect? They're scared. They're not going to lose their job, man. BC, they can't do that, man. What job will you ever be in that you cannot discuss the reality with your boss? That is bullshit, and you need to get out of that job. BC's telling you that. At what job would you be that afraid of your boss? That's a shitty situation that you're involved in. I would never work for a boss that I'm scared to talk to about the realities of a situation. Fuck that shit, bro. Kong Unleashed. She has to drop it for herself. Joey's Adventures. What up, Joey's? Good to see Joey's Adventures up in here with a 2-spot. I want Bray and Alexa to reunite in AEW, man. They would utilize it better than Vince. Whether you want to see it or not, Joey's wants to see it. I would definitely be down with it. But whether you want to or not, you can't deny the fact that AEW would utilize them better because AEW would allow Bray not to have an awesome storyline, but to culminate that son of a bitch at the big matchup. And that's something Vince doesn't do. Vince will allow the storyline because he knows that Bray Wyatt garners him a lot of money. So the storyline, Bray can be creative and sell his masks and his t-shirts and bring up the YouTube views and all of that, man. But when it comes to the actual match, a big match, Vince wants to teach Bray a lesson. You're not bigger than the company. Well, fuck you, Vince, because Bray Wyatt is bigger than the company. Sorry, not sorry. Joey's Adventures. SOS TDM 617. What up to one of my tried and trues up in this bitch over there, I believe, serving up Boston? I believe that's my Massachusetts tried and trues. SOS TDM 617. This is like WWE releasing Taker in the 90s. Shake my head. Vince always been somewhat stupid. This is the same dude who didn't see Steve Austin promo in ECW. He lives in his bubble, SOS. In his mind, we are going to get over it. We're going to have a fit and we're going to get over it. In his mind. And bringing in the John Cenas and the Goldbergs and maybe even Lesnar soon, that's going to rectify this and we'll forget about it. No. We haven't forgot about how he did Brody Lee, an injustice and a disservice. We haven't forgot about FTR or Miro or any of them. Andrade to Malachi to now Bray Wyatt. Everybody in between. There's so many names. We don't forget, did we? We didn't forget on one of those names. You think we're now going to forget about Bray? Absolutely, SOS. J Football Alive, another 199, says the goddess character was fine, just shit booking. So there you go, J Football Alive. There you go. But she cannot have this Bray character anymore after tonight. In fact, she shouldn't even show up tonight to Chicago because that's only going to tarnish her. Send her back to the goddess character and give her better booking then. That's fine. Although, J Football Alive, booking aside or not, Vince has tried to throw the title on her a plethora of times. Vince gave her a push when we all knew she shouldn't even have that push. And that's not shade because I became a fan of Alexa along the line, along the roads. So that's not shade at all. But there was times she got the championship and huge pushes when other females should have been getting that. I don't know, J Football Live. She cannot have that character going forward. She can't. It's going to ruin her more than it has the last 2 months without Bray. J Football Live. Jody Gilly, my other Bray Wyatt fanatic up in here. This is a pro. For those of you that don't know, this is a pro. You should know if you're a tried and true. This is a pro Bray Wyatt and Sasha Banks, but pro Bray Wyatt channel. We love Bray Wyatt on this channel because he's one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. He's one of the most creative, talented, and he's just fucking epic because I said so. Jody Gilly also says so, man. She's also a big-time Bray fanatic as well, man. Jody, good to have you up in here. $4.99 coffee by Jody says, Bray broke his Twitter silence on our show's tweet. So humbled. Still can't believe this is real. I'm crushed but optimistic that he's free now. Me too, Jody. And I think this is going to be better for him. I didn't know that was on your show, man. So that is fucking awesome. That Bray Wyatt, and I know you've, didn't you do an interview with Bray or something like that? I know you met him a couple of times, Jody. So, Jody, in the chat, I'm on a delay, but if anybody wants to check out Jody's work, you can plug yourself in the chat, Jody. I'm on a delay. I hope it goes through, but Jody Gilly, man, we talked about Bray, too, with the circle. In the red circle, and just everything coming full circle, and how it's so damn cryptic that it still leaves a lot to be imagined. It leaves a lot of question marks that only Bray can do. I love this fucking cat, brah. Nobody like this dude. God damn. There you go. Backlight's giving me fucking a fucking headache. Jody Gilly, much love. World of Wrestling, 5-spot. Dude, WWE doesn't consider AEW as competition, BC. WWE, almost give another W in there. WWE isn't there to compete. Clearly with the release of Bray Wyatt, they're in their own bubble, bro. But just like WCW, because Vince thinks this is the first time this has happened. He claims that AEW is nowhere near the level of competition of WCW, but that's bullshit because he was in his own bubble back then, and WCW knocked him out right on his ass. He was flat out cold. And when he got up, he realized, shit, we're about to go out of business. So he can play the same game now. The only difference, he's a little bit older. Maybe a little bit more in denial. But I always use that highway analysis. I'm not going to bring it up again. But Tony Khan is driving right up to his bumper, and he's about to put him into the breakdown lane. Tony Khan is no longer asking him to move over to the right lane. It's the fast lane for a reason. Get out of the way or wind up in the breakdown lane. Tony's going to put him in the breakdown lane. And it's going to be WCW all over again if Vince is not careful. You can say I'm wrong all you want. That's fine. Revisit this a year or two, maybe 3 years down the road. But mark my words, it's going to happen, bro. World of Wrestling. Savoy 48. Savoy 48, 5-spot coffee. Thank you. Keep up the great work, BC. I appreciate that, man. Ain't no stopping, man. We get amped. Bray will be better off now. No matter where he ends up. What he could do in AEW especially would be mind-blowing. I feel the same way, Savoy 48. I feel the same exact way. AEW and what he could do if they allow him the time and just let this dude be Bray. You thought you saw the best of him in WWE with tapping into his potential? I don't even think he tapped into it yet. So I absolutely agree. Savoy 48, thank you, dude. J Football Alive with another 199. VKM's take on Razor and Diesel equals blunt and cheap Pedro. Pretty much, brother. I don't know what he was thinking. Did he honestly think that we were just going to be grasped to the uber talent of the fake Razor and Diesel the same way as Kevin Nash and Scott Hall? Did he honestly think that we were just going to go, oh, it's another Razor and Diesel? It's still epic. It's the same names. Basically, we'll call it the same fucking person. Need that fucking backlight back on. I lied. There you go. A little bit of fucking backlight, man. SOS, TDM 617. Yeah, that's another 2-spot. I don't know if I'm getting fucking dupes up in here. No. Damn, you guys came hardcore, man. So much for this being a half an hour. This is going to be 2 hours later. PB Pride, $4.99. Deja vu. Vince gave Bray's character to Alexa, then screwed Bray. Like Vince gave Becky's character to Charlotte, then screwed Becky. At least Becky came back or is going to come back again and reclaim her stature. But yeah, man, the second that Becky got injured with the nose injury, Charlotte got that character. Do you guys remember? She was immediately implemented into the Ronda Rousey feud, and then she started to have the same anti-authority character. I mean, how fucked up is that, man? You want to have an insert for Becky, I totally understand. You have to have a replacement. You can't totally jack the character of Becky Lynch. But it didn't work because people knew it was forced. Good analysis there, man. An analogy by PB Pride. Thank you, dude, for the coffee. Good to see you up in here, too. Dante Jaron 23 with a 5-spot. What up, Dante Jaron 23? BC, the IWC head of the table. Acknowledge that. Dante Jared 23 says BC, the IWC head of the table. Acknowledge him. You know that, brah. There's reports that Adam Cole's contract is up at SummerSlam. Adam Cole's contract is up at SummerSlam. Yeah, but I thought that was refuted. I heard about that. Isn't that refuted? If it is, I don't see that he's going to, I don't think that Adam Cole is going anywhere, unless you guys know something that BC doesn't. What is this report? Ric Flair requested and received his release from WWE. I just saw Super come in. I mean, I'm on a delay. I haven't got to that Super yet, but I'm getting, Ric Flair is no longer with WWE. This is a little bit of breaking news. Ric Flair requested and received his release from WWE. Doesn't Ric Flair need the money, though? I don't mean that in a mean way, but I thought like he had some bad investments and just spent foolishly over the years, and that WWE money was gold to him, I thought. So he must have something. Is he going with Arn Anderson over to AEW to help out the young talent in AEW? You know he loves that vibe. He loves those type of promotions like a WCW. And he has good friends there with Arn Anderson and Sting and all the battles that he had with Sting. Could this be Ric Flair going over to AEW just to help out with the talent? And you know he'll show up on TV here and there? But I thought Ric Flair needed that WWE cash. Wow, man. I'll try to dig a little bit deeper into that too. But anyway, back to Dante Jarren 23. I got to find out more about the Adam Cole situation. I don't see how Triple H can lose this guy. That would be game over because they're already fucking around, especially when they're on Sci-Fi because of the Olympics. NXT is fucking around with like 500,000 viewers, tops. So they can't afford Dante Jarren 23 to lose somebody like Adam Cole, baby! Dante Jarren 23, thanks, brother. Peyton Joshua 18 with that $4.99 coffee. Peyton Joshua says, just catching up on SmackDown, and damn, Cena did in fact destroy Roman. And I hope Chicago annihilates Vince today. Red team, go! Yeah, man, I have a lot of stock put into Chicago tonight, man. Hopefully they deliver big time tonight on Raw. And as far as Cena on the mic, he destroyed Roman this past Friday, and it was brilliant, and that's what needs to happen, because at SummerSlam, I truly believe Roman is going to destroy Jonathan Cena. So, yeah, man. Peyton Joshua 18, thanks, brother. Anis Sarwar, your live stream super chat champion, $4.99 coffee, says, remember Matt Hardy getting released by Impact and then they tried to trademark him. Yeah, history repeats himself. Well, that's been going on WWE style for the longest fucking time, right, guys? I mean, that's been WWE's MO for the longest time. They want to trademark even your actual name. Your real name. They want to trademark it. And because of can I say this word? Legalities? There you go, another swig. Because of legalities and loopholes, WWE and Vince McMahon have been uber successful in trademarking your real name. It's pretty fucked up, I know. Anis Sarwar, much love, dude. Good to see you up in here. Joey's Adventures with another $4.99 coffee says, this feels like 1997 when all of Vince's guys left him for WCW except for Undertaker, Mankind, and a few others. Just replace WCW with AEW. Well, here's the thing, Joey's Adventures. I totally agree. But back then, you had people that stuck around. You had Mankind. You had Undertaker. You had Shawn Michaels that refused to go to WCW. Now, I ask you this, Joey's Adventures. Who do they have that's going to stick around that's larger than life? Who's sticking around when everybody leaves? And Bray Wyatt goes over to AEW now. Bobby Lashley? Who is it? Roman? But Roman just started becoming a fan favorite through his heel persona this past year. So he still has a lot of building up to do for that. Lashley's not even there, let's be honest. I love Lashley, man. I wish he was booked better so he could be that larger-than-life guy, but he's not right now. He hasn't been booked as such. And unfortunately for Lashley, he doesn't have that like it factor that he can just boom that shit out, you know? He needs that mouthpiece like an MVP, and it takes time to build somebody like Lashley and let his talent do the work. But he's not right now larger-than-life, man. That's what I mean. Unlike Mankind, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels back in the day, who do they have now, Joey's Adventures, when everybody leaves and AEW is so fucking packed that they're way out and Vince is forced to be in the breakdown lane? Who's left? Who is left? BC's just asking questions. Who's left? Joey's Adventures, thank you. SOSTDM 6172 spots says, what the fuck has happened to wrestling and fans? For real. SOS, you saw the crowd last week on Monday Night Raw, man. I thought they were just going to let Vince have it, and they were there with their wooden bowl, brother. They were just happy as fuck to probably be out of their house during this whole pandemic year and a half. They were just like, just give me anything. I don't even care if it's entertaining. I don't care if I'm watching somebody named Nikki Ash, who she's literally an almost superhero. I don't care if I'm watching somebody named Dewdrop. I don't care if I have somebody chasing somebody with a water gun. I don't care if somebody is throwing pancakes at somebody. I don't care if somebody is bouncing around like a bunny rabbit. Remember WrestleMania? Yeah, I don't care if any of that is happening. I will watch this trash. And I will cheer. And I'll be there with my wooden bowl saying, pizza, can I have some more? SOS TDM 617. When you find out, let BC know. And vice versa. Sriracha Boss, 5 spots. Sriracha Boss. Hey, BC, just want to take the time to thank you for the constant coverage these past few days. We appreciate you. Hashtag long live Bray. Sriracha Boss, man, that means a lot. Thank you. I honestly mean that, man. It's good to get that kind of feedback. Much love and respect right back to you, Sriracha Boss, and thank you for showing up for all of this coverage. It hasn't been easy. It's taken a lot of amplification, a lot of coffees. I've had to kind of cut other time out from other things to make these vids and live streams, but it's been all worth it, man, because Bray deserves it, and so do you guys. Much love, Sriracha Boss. Thank you for those words. Carlos Ray with that coffee 5 spot. Carlos says people need to own up to their own faults and leave Alexa alone. She's not to blame. I agree, Carlos. Alexa gets a lot of unwarranted heat on this. This was Vince McMahon that didn't see value into Bray Wyatt, jacked the character. When times got tough, said, we're going to release you, and it looks like he's going to keep that character on Alexa. So this is absolutely, I agree, Carlos. This is VKM, 100% tenfold. Carlos, much love. You know that, man. BC Amplified Fan, $4.99. I know you're not on social media, but there is a video going around that the last Firefly Funhouse sounded like Bray foresaw his release. In case you want to watch it. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't need social for that, BC Amplified Fan. I saw that shit, and he did. It was like a forecasting. I don't know if he thought, BC Amplified Fan, that he was going to be totally released, but he knew shit was going to hit the fan with that company with Vince, and he knew he was most likely going to be out for a long time. And he didn't know what the ending was going to be, wrestling-wise, for him when he returns, if he returns. So absolutely, I ended up seeing that, man, a while back, and it is kind of a foreshadowing. Everything with Vince, or I'm sorry, with Bray. Like he said, man, that red circle that he put out there. It all comes full circle. Thank you, brother. War Dog, 10 spot, couple of coffees. War Dog says preacher Mike Bennett just took everyone to church with that statement. All facts, no lies. And I feel bad for Alexa Bliss because it's going to be hard for her to find out what she can do with that character. It's just going to be a lot of unnecessary heat. We're not going to forget about Bray if that's what Vince thinks. War Dog, you know that. And on top of that, it's going to bring unnecessary heat to Alexa. And it's not the kind of heat where everyone's having a good time. It's the kind of heat where we're thinking about Bray Wyatt while you're in the ring. Not cool. And that's not going to help Alexa or the company in the future. She needs to not show up tonight. Chicago is not going to be kind to that, I wouldn't think. And on top of that, she needs a character rehaul. I agree, War Dog. And as far as Mike Bennett, people can call him bitter all they want. I'm not even a Mike Bennett fan per se. But his words on Vince McMahon, that was definitely a mic drop. He spoke nothing but facts in that, War Dog. Thank you, brother. Christopher Blackshear, $1.99. Most powerful thing the fans can make is to walk out. Oh, Christopher Blackshear, no doubt. But they paid the money. They're not gonna. You know, everyone's there. It's like I always say, Christopher, we always tune in on a Monday Night Raw for two things. What is it? I want my tried and trues. I want to see this in the chat. A long time, if you've been watching since a kid, man, Monday Night Raw, we tune in out of two things. What is it? That's it, chat. That's it. Two things, if you're like BC, you tune in every Monday. Out of habit and hope. Habit, because we've been doing it since we were kids. Every Monday, we knew where we had to be. Like church. And hope. Hoping that it gets better. That's what we hope. Never does. We end up fucking slinked down in our fucking chairs and our couches and on the floor in the first segment out of boredom. And somehow we endure the 3 hours together. But, habit and hope. It's the same thing, Christopher Blackshear, with those that show up to the arenas, right? They paid the money. They're going to stay there the whole show out of habit and hope. They want to be there in case something does happen. And when it's all said and done, they all file out of the arena sad. Shoulders shrugged in, head down, wondering why the fuck they just wasted their money. Christopher Blackshear. You're right, though. A walkout. That will prove a fucking point. Carlos Ray, another coffee 5 spot, says, BC, it looks like he is going back to the start. It's a full circle. Yeah, and I love that, Carlos, man. He's always been cryptic like that. He's always kind of had a message beyond the message that makes you think. Even BC, who saw the circle, and it's common sense, you would think, right? It's just everything coming full circle. But with Bray, Carlos, you know there's even another layer to that meaning. And I can't wait to find out. It's almost like it's a circle for Vince, too. Like, everything comes around, karma will bite you in the fucking ass, man. Take you out. I think there's even more of a meaning, Carlos. Much love, brother. Peyton Joshua 18's up in here with another $2.99. Says, haven't caught a lot of Ron, but it seems good. Yeah, better anyway. right? Peyton Joshua, better. BC Amplified fan, 5 spot. This is the biggest release uproar in years. Not only are fans not letting it go, but wrestlers are asking for releases. They may bring him back like Joe. Yeah, but I hope it's not NXT, BC Amplified fan, because he deserves... I mean, this is not shade to NXT, because most of the time, an NXT show is better than Raw, easily. And I say most of the time, I think it's all the time. So it's not shade to NXT, but to watch Bray Wyatt show up in NXT, if that is not a spit in the face of Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, bruh, I don't know what is. No. You make this dude work on the biggest of fucking stages. Nobody needs to see him rocking out on a takeover when he should be a main event at a fucking Mania, because there's 3 of them anyway. There's usually a triple fucking main event these days. Mania is over 2 fucking nights these days. And Bray can't have one of those 1 year? 1 year, 1 main event? Bray hasn't given you enough money and busted his ass for one of those shots? Or at least worked his way for it? No, he's going to be in the first match of a takeover? Love NXT, man. It's usually better than the main product. But I don't need this to be a Samoa Joe situation. If that's the case, I'd rather Bray Wyatt wind up in AEW than NXT. Because he's still in the WWE bubble. And Vince McMahon, whether you like this or not, whether you believe it or not, he still has both hands in the NXT cookie jar. So it's the same fucking thing. The second Vince tells Triple H he wants this X, Y, and Z done with Bray, even though Bray is in NXT, it's gonna get done. Triple H refuses to stand up to his father-in-law. BC Amplified fan. But you are right, man. This is the biggest uproar we have seen in a long time. Statistics will tell you that. Just on channels like this, it's amazing how Sports Illustrated, the New York Post, I mean, this thing went mainstream because everybody is befuddled. Even today, days later, we are befuddled that this could happen to somebody like Bray Wyatt. Thank you guys for over 300 on the ups. I just saw that now, by the way. Thank you for taking a moment to smash that up, man. That helps the algorithm later for the thousands of people that were not able to catch this live. I know we go live with 8 minutes of notice in the middle of a morning or the early afternoon. So the majority of our audience doesn't get to catch till later. The thumbs up really helps. So, and I just watched that catapult over 325. That means a lot. But yeah, we'll see where Bray Wyatt ends up, man. Imagine if Vince finally gets the message and he actually rehires Bray to the main roster. Could you imagine? Oh, you got a lot of splaining to do. Network Guy Dave. What up, Network Guy Dave? Good to see you up in here, dude. 5 spot. Bray Wyatt is my boy. Me too, Network Guy Dave. You know that. VKM is off his rocker. I'm not into AEW signing all of these wrestlers, but AEW needs someone like Bray Wyatt. No doubt. I'm the same way, Network Guy Dave. AEW, in fact, cannot sign anybody else. Nobody. Not even just an ex-WWE guy. They're too packed. There's nowhere else to go. They have a roster of over 100 individuals. And now you're bringing in Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. And their homegrown talent still needs time, right? Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy. You even have Starks and Brian Cage doing, I feel, their best work thus far. You have all these talents. You still have a Luchasaurus and a Lance Archer to find time for. Miro is just cutting backstage promos, and he's a champion. And now you're going to bring in the Andrades. You're bringing in Malachi Black. You're bringing in CM Punk. You're bringing in Daniel Bryan. You're going to bring in Bray Wyatt. I don't fucking know, bro. You're going to bring in Murphy, is what we're hearing. But where does all the talent go, right? I know they have 100 fucking YouTube shows maybe, or Rampage. Elevation, I believe, is another show. But you only have one main show, and that is AEW Dynamite on Wednesday nights. It's only 2 hours. Where's all this talent going to go? I agree with you, Network Guy Dave. They can't have any more signees. But Bray Wyatt is somebody you make room for. I don't know how he does it, but Tony Khan has to get creative as a Bray Wyatt. Network Guy Dave, fully agree. AJ King, 5 spot. Bret Hart says the 4th move of Goldberg is a kick to the head. Is that what he says? That's great. So the 4 moves of doom now for Goldberg. It's a spear, a jackhammer, a kick to the head, and then a pin. Or switch it up. Maybe it's a kick to the head at first. But I would say a 5 moves of doom then, because he knocks himself out first, then he gives somebody a bad kick to the dome piece, then he spears, then he jackhammers, then he covers. And that's a Goldberg match. All right. Thank you for correcting that. AJ King. I cannot argue with Bret Hart in that in that phrase, in that statement. J Football Alive 199. Rikishi says, I almost did it for The Rock. I almost did it for The Rock. J Football Alive, that's funny. Desi Davis, one spot, man, just to show the love. Desi Davis, I appreciate that. Thank you. It means a lot. All my amp unit. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get everybody. I got my Yankees on in the background because I missed the Marlins game yesterday, so I had that playing as well. I always like to have something rocking in the back. Hold on, there's some more here, guys. Hold up. I'm getting to everybody. I don't care if this is 2 hours later. I promised everyone a half an hour. We're already over an hour. I should have known. What the fuck? Oh, damn, man. Oh, there's a lot more. Hold the fuck. Hold on. Joey's Adventures with a $1.99. I have a feeling Asuka is the next release. Oh, don't say that. Oh, could you imagine that? Who is that? Joey's Adventures. Could you imagine that, bro? You thought we were... Again, this would just be better for her, but we would just be rocked. Let's be honest. We shouldn't be shocked, but we would be shocked if he releases Asuka. But I have a feeling there is going to be big releases coming up, man. I think we're going to hear something with Keith Lee. I think Keith Lee is pretty much done in WWE. He's a jobber right now since he got brought back. I think originally Vince wanted to make him like a Bray Wyatt. Don't even bring him back, just release him. But he needed him to bring him back just to like punish him some more or some shit. I have no fucking idea. But yeah, Joey's Adventures. Asuka, Keith Lee, take your pick. There's going to be bigger ones down the line too. Not bigger than Bray, but big ones. Joey's Adventures, thank you. Network Guy Dave with another coffee 5 spot says, no disrespect to Goldberg, but I am not interested in seeing him. I'm tired of seeing this dude come back and automatically gets a title shot. Shake my head. That's the problem, Network Guy Dave. It's not just him coming back. If Vince sees value in him, fine. The numbers don't really support that. There's an uptick when he first comes back, and then that's it. Then it drops back. So if you build new superstars for tomorrow, you might have better ratings. There's a crazy concept. But it's not the fact that he brings him back just. It's the fact, like you said, Network Guy Dave, it is always the same way. It is always right into a title match. The storyline is just him saying, you're next. And then he shows up a couple of weeks and spears. Or maybe he gets rocked a little bit. And then he shows up to the match. 2-3 minutes later, that's it. You don't see him for 7 months. He comes back right into a title match. You just repeat the fucking process, like Bray Wyatt's Red Circle. Just repeat that shit. It's a vicious circle. So I agree, Network Guy Dave. Mr. Black Ice 22, 2 spot. Let's hope your review, let's hope your review be good news for Raw. I'm hoping, Mr. Black Ice 22. I always like to speak more positively than negatively. People paint me to be this negative dude on this platform. You know, I literally and figuratively wear the black hat because I'm always negative. I'm an asshole. I go into every review hoping to speak more positively. When you watch a Monday Night Raw, we all know it's like a Clorox wipe. 99.99% of the time, it's absolute shit. I wish, like a Clorox wipe, that 99.99% of the time we could fucking clean that shit up. But you can't with this show. So, Mr. Black Ice, I hope so too. But I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of rematches, fruit roll-ups, and mind-numbing, boggling decisions. Mr. Black Ice 22, good to see you up in here, bro. Sheriff Rivers, also good to see Sheriff Rivers up in here with that 5 spot. I'll understand why celebs have a mental crisis about what strangers say to them online. Oh, do you mean you'll never understand? Because I'll never understand, Sheriff Rivers, how people can, why even have social? If you're a fucking celebrity, bro, just people are going to flock to you if you have that it factor and if they're a fan of you. If they're a fan of you, they're going to watch your shit. You don't need to pander yourself on fucking social or constantly take fucking selfies of yourself or tell everybody 24/7 like how your day's going. Well, BC, fans like to know that. Well, give your fans a chance to live their own fucking life. Sheriff Rivers, much love and respect, dude. Dylan Hinton. Dylan with a $1.99. It's my 17th birthday today. Could I get a shout out? Dylan, you just contributed a coffee to the channel. Of course you can get a birthday shout out. Guys, can you give Dylan... Let me make sure I got this right. Dylan Hinton, can you give him the cake emojis? Maybe some fucking coffee emojis, some biceps, some fucking fire emojis. Make Dylan Hinton know that we're saying happy birthday to him. So, Dylan, here's a little bit of love right back to you, brother. Thank you for the contribution to the channel. Happy birthday! 17, hopefully you're making smarter decisions than BC. I was being stupid at 17 and 18, 19 and 20 and beyond. But Dylan, thank you, brother. Chubless the Bear. Good to see Chubless up in here with that 2 spot. Showing that love. Showing that strength and showing that coffee emojis. Fuck yeah, Chubless the Bear. Always good to see you up in here. Network guy Dave with another coffee 5 spot says 8. Thank you guys. I see all the emojis coming in for Dylan's birthday. I'm on a delay, but that looks awesome. Thank you guys. Awesome. Network guy Dave 5 spot says AEW has a huge roster. However, because AEW works with the other wrestling promotions, it kind of works out. Bray will do wonders for AEW. TK is not dumb. Well, you brought up a good point, Network guy Dave. If Bray does go over there, he could do some fun matches with other promotions too. So that opens up a whole nother world of possibilities. So I haven't even thought of that, Network guy Dave. Much love, dude. Thank you. Scion Elite 4K $4.99. Apparently Mike Bennett can't say anything bad about Vince or WWE because Vince paid for Mike's rehab according to WWE shills. They said 205 was fine. Yeah, well, stay at 205 Live, right? That's all you deserve because Vince paid for everything. So Vince paid for the rehab. He does shit like that a lot, and he knows that's going to come right back to him tenfold, right? People are going to say, oh, look what Vince did. Anything bad? Or how he treats his talent. No, you can't say anything about that. But paying for somebody's rehab, like Jake Roberts. Didn't he do Jake's a couple of times, I thought? Things like that. I have no fucking idea. But there's those favors that he does for many reasons that are beyond just helping Mike Bennett get back on his feet. I don't think people understand that. And on the flip side, just so you can never say a bad word about him, that's not how this works. You still treat it, so you paid for the rehab and you absolutely did what you did with every one of your talents. You mind-fucked Bennett as well. Bennett has said way before, when he was with the company still, he was talking about Vince mind-fucking him. And I told you guys that Alistair has said that and Shayna Baszler just recently and so many others previous. Vince will mind-fuck his talent. So you can call Mike Bennett just a mid-carder. I'm not even a fan of Mike Bennett. Not big anyway. I mean, I have respect for what he just said about Vince. But I'm not even a fan. So for me to say, you can say he's just bitter and he has no room to talk because he got his rehab paid for, but he has every room to talk. He was with that company and he was mind-fucked and sabotaged by Vince McMahon. So of course he has room to talk. He can never say a bad word about... I agree. Cyan Elite 4K. How is that appropriate? He cannot say a bad word because Vince did him a favor. Okay, and then he took a giant shit on him. What the fuck? I'm not saying Mike Bennett was this uber larger-than-life superstar, but we all know what Vince does to him and so many others, man. So when somebody calls him out, we go to, oh, well, Vince gave you a job? I'll never understand that, man. Just because you were cool to somebody and then an asshole to them the majority of the time doesn't mean that they're not going to call it the asshole parts. Cyan Elite 4K. Unique Butterfly 5 spot. I'm actually crying right now. I guess all of this shock just rushing out. I also feel so bad for Alexa because I actually started being fond of her. I came around with Alexa, man, because she showed us another level and dimension to her. And she went all in, no pun intended to AEW, but she went all in with that character. And that's why it sucks that it got split up. Bray was treated the way he was and then released. And now it's perception is reality. She totally jacked the character. But it wasn't her. Vince did it. But to the eye of the beholder, man, perception is reality. To the common casual, that's Bray's character. So to the casual fan especially, man, it doesn't matter. Especially to the diehard, it no longer matters whose decision it was. You just cannot have that character anymore. I think that's the best decision, not just for the fans of the company, for Alexa. So, let it out, Unique, man. We're all befuddled, man. We're all... this is a pro Bray channel. We love Bray. I'm still in shock, man, that this could happen to someone like that. And again, even if we find out, like, Bray asked for his release and it was granted, I would still blame Vince for it getting to that point where one of your main superstars doesn't even want to be there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there was no reason for Bray not to have a good relationship with Vince and be a part of WWE. Always. I mean, he's so damn good. That should be a fucking lifer. But maybe it's best that he got out of that prison one way or the other. Unique Butterfly, much love. Eric Decker, 5 spot coffee. I hope Chicago burns that show down tonight. Sorry, man. I got excited thinking about what they could do. I hope they just don't sit there with their fucking hands folded on their laps or cheering for Nikki Ash and Charlotte Flair like it's the best thing since sliced bread or BC Amplified's channel. But he says, Eric Decker says, I hope Chicago burns that show down tonight. Vince won't even know what to do except for screaming, damn it, stop these fools or else. I agree, Eric Decker, but Vince is in his fucking bubble, man. He'll hear it. He'll try to silence it. But if there's any place that can send a message, man, it's Chicago. Man, this is our best hope, man. It's been a year and a half since we can send a message like this. I hope they send that message, man. I'm telling you right now, Vince is already trying to control it. Vince is working right now. On the East Coast, it's 1:19. What is that Chicago time, guys? I don't even fucking know. All the boys and gals right now are obviously already in Chicago. Is that an hour back or 2 hours? Does anybody have Chicago time for me? I don't do the whole geography thing. My bad. Anybody around Chicago? 12:19, so it's only 1 hour back. Okay, so it's 12:19. All the boys and gals are already either headed to the arena for their 2 o'clock show. Everyone has to be there by 2. A lot of them like to get there earlier. Vince and all of them are already fucking there. I'm telling you right now, he's trying to counter it. He's got everything right now. People are in his ear saying there's probably going to be Bray Wyatt chants. There's going to be CM Punk chants. Do we make the matches shorter? Do we pipe in noise for this section or this segment? I'm telling you right now, they're working double right now. Vince McMahon is going to try to counter Chicago. What type of Chicago crowd shows up tonight? Is it the kids with the family, right? The mom and the dad that don't even watch wrestling and they're just going to cheer for everything? Or is this going to be that tried and true, the smart wrestling fan that we need right now showing up? A message has to be, I don't care if people say it's not going to move the pendulum, BC. It needs to be a message tonight. Chicago is that fucking crowd. If Chicago doesn't show up tonight, I don't know who's going to. I don't know if New York is going to do this next month or 2 months when I think it's in the middle of August, right? SmackDown. I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if my New York is going to show up if Chicago isn't. Eric Decker, thank you. No Soul Matt, $4.99 coffee. No Soul Matt says, keep up the great work, BC. Here's a coffee on me. Hey, No Soul Matt, I mean this, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the contribution coffee, and thank you for the kind words, man. I will keep it up because there's a lot to talk about. No Soul Matt, I appreciate it. BC Amplified Fan, 5-spot coffee says the first thing Bray should say wherever he shows up is, I know you, I was reborn. I told you I was reborn. Be badass, man. Trust me, Bray doesn't, BC Amplified Fan, I agree, but he doesn't need any of our input. Bray's going to come back and captivate the entire wrestling world. It's what he always does, no matter how much Vince McMahon tries to ruin him. He always came back and captivated us. You know what's amazing, guys? And I'll get on to Keegan next with another Super Keegan. Do you guys, it was just like 2 years ago that Bray debuted with that Fiend character. Remember the music and the entrance? And he had the old Bray head as the lantern. And we were like, this is fucking amazing. And here we are just 2 years later, and Vince didn't just drop the ball. He took a giant shit on this whole thing and then fucking swiped it right underneath the rug like it never happened. Isn't that insane that it was just within the last couple of years? Keegan Dunlavey. I'll say Dunlavey. Keegan Dunlavey. 2-spot. Thank you, Keegan. SmackDown got a 1.9 rating, lower than the no fans. Yeah, they went under a 2-0, and that's what I mean. This is heading into SummerSlam. Raw went under 1.9. They went to a 1.8. So they're going backwards toward that 1.4 that they were at 2 months ago. And then SmackDown went down as well. So this is what I mean. Your numbers are going down, but this dude swears that AEW is not competition. Yeah, okay, buddy. Keegan. Absolutely, man. Kenley Pierre. Kenley with a $4.99 coffee says, Alexa Bliss decent with the goddess gimmick, but she can't have a mega push again with that gimmick coming from a fan. All right, Kenley. So Kenley says, switch it up. Make something new for Alexa. But I think you would agree, Kenley Pierre, it can't be this character anymore. It's too attached to Bray. They did Bray so filthy that Alexa is going to be tarnished in a way that it's not good heat. It's not, ooh, this is fun. Look at the heat that Alexa's getting. This is the type of heat that could actually ruin an individual, not just a character. Alexa could be really damaged by this, man. The company doesn't win. We as fans don't win. Alexa doesn't win if she keeps this character. Watch Vince parade her in Chicago with this character, though. I wouldn't doubt that this asshole would do that. Kenley Pierre. Thank you, brother. Scott Enos, 5-spot. Thank you, Scott Enos. Or Ennis Scott. Scott Ennis will say. Scott with a 5 spot says, just catching your stream, bro. You're right on point. Much love from the 860 203, the land of the Titan Towers. All right, keep it up. You just got a new sub. Hey, welcome, Scott. I appreciate that, man. The last couple of weeks, we got hundreds of new subs. That was even before the Bray Wyatt situation. So, I don't know. Is the tube finally, like, coming around to the BC channel? Are they finally putting me in subscription boxes? I don't know, but the channel's seen some awesome numbers lately, and I was always supposed to just be the ECW of the community. Right? There's already the head honchos with over 100,000 subscribers, some with 1 million, like the real positive channels. And then there was the little ECW channel like BC. And I just feel like lately we're growing a little bit, man. Huh? I don't know. I got to follow this tube thing a little bit more, man. But it's good to see new subs like that showing that love. Scott, I appreciate that, man. VC Stallion, $3.99. What are the odds Wyatt requested his release? Just wondering. It's good odds, actually, VC Stallion. I just thought about that during this release. All of this hit us like a ton of bricks while I was live with you guys when I first announced it a little bit ago, maybe a half an hour ago. I just thought, like, imagine if Bray Wyatt asked for his release. So, VC Stallion, I think it's a good chance. I don't think that's what happened, but I wouldn't blame him. And that's why I still blame Vince McMahon. Because for it to get to the point where your hottest superstar, because he was one of your biggest, one of your top two, him and Roman are the only larger than life at the time, and he felt like he didn't even want to be there anymore. I blame the owner for making that environment for him. So I would still blame Vince in that situation. VC Stallion, I think there's a good chance, but I don't think that's what happened. Jody Gilly, $9.99, couple of coffees. Jody Gilly, my fellow Bray Wyatter. I have interviewed several people in Bray's inner circle, but not him. Okay, my bad. I thought you had interviewed Bray. I met Bray once and had a video chat with him. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Insiders Pro Wrestling is the channel. Abby's Window is my show every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys ever want to show Jody some love, man, Insiders Pro Wrestling is the channel. Abby's Window is her show every Monday at 6 p.m. So show another Bray Wyatt, man, a pro Bray Wyatt fan. Like Jody, she is a tried and true fan, and that's why I love her. And hopefully you guys grow too as well. Jody Gilly, thank you. Alicia Thorne, 5-spot coffee. Vince will throw Alexa to the dogs, taking the heat off himself. Exactly, Alicia Thorne. Exactly. I would not put it past him to parade Alexa Bliss out there tonight in Chicago, still with Bray Wyatt's jacked character. I wouldn't put it past him, Alicia Thorne. He loves having people like Bruce Pritchard or an Eric Bischoff or a Jim Cornette back in the day or even a Jim Ross. He loves having them as scapegoats. You know, he loves having the title head of creative writing so that anything that's shit out there, you just blame Bruce Pritchard, when in reality, it's Vince McMahon who's got his thumb and blueprint on everything. But he'll use Bruce Pritchard and everybody else as a fucking scapegoat. You guys remember just not long ago, they hired a creative writer who admitted she was so shocked at how bad this company is ran. This creative writer, not creative for wrestling, mind you, she actually had to come out in a podcast and go, I don't even know how I'm there. She was like, I have no knowledge of wrestling. I don't know the champion's name. I think it's Bobby Ashley, or maybe it's Lashley. She literally said this. I think her name was like Kanice or something. But I couldn't believe that. And she exposed WWE. They had to fire her like a day later, right? Unreal, man. Alicia Thorne, absolutely. Eric Decker with another 5-spot coffee. Ric Flair just got released. Eric Decker put that out right with the fourth one. The fourth one actually had a $2 super as well coffee. So Eric Decker and the fourth one. I did get the news, man. Ric Flair is no longer with WWE. Ric Flair has just been released. We're hearing initial word. This breaking news came as I was live with you guys. I'm seeing that Ric Flair asked for his release. Does this mean Ric Flair wants to be back with Arn Anderson and Sting over in AEW and help the Young Bucks? Not the actual Young Bucks, not the tag team. They don't need too much help. But the actual younger wrestlers. Maybe Ric Flair thinks there's money to be made over there. We all know that he loves those environments like a WCW. He fits better there. Maybe he wants to be on screen a lot more and Vince just doesn't want him to be. So Ric Flair is no longer with the company, guys. Eric Decker, fourth one. Thank you for that news as well. Deshaun Sanders, 5-spot coffee. Deshaun says, what's good, BC? Just got a notification. WWE released Ric Flair. Also, yeah, Deshaun, we just talked. I know, man. That news is breaking. It's making the rounds, man. Ric Flair has asked for his release. Ric Flair is no longer with WWE, Deshaun. I'm going to find out more information with that for sure. But Eric Decker, fourth one. Deshaun, thank you all for letting BC know. Had I not seen that, man. Big time. Deshaun Sanders, thank you for the coffee. Mr. D'Amaco Endurance, 5 spots, says Mania 30 was the first I saw Bray, and seeing his match introduced me to what wrestling storytelling could be, and Bray got more interesting from there. So Mr. D'Amaco Endurance, he's one of many that said it's people like Bray Wyatt, not just people like, it's Bray Wyatt that got me interested into this shit. Mr. D'Amaco Endurance, bro, he's the only interesting part of Monday Night Raw. The whole 3 hours for months and even years was Bray Wyatt. So I totally agree with you, Mr. D'Amaco Endurance. I appreciate that. I could not agree more. Joey's Adventures 199. I guess VKM forgot Bray carried WWE PC era. Period. Exclamation point. Whatever fucking you want to put at the end of that, Joey's Adventures. But Bray Wyatt's not going to get that credit. He's not going to get the pat on the back. He's not going to get a big pay and a bonus pay. No, he's going to be treated like shit and booted. And again, I don't even care if Bray asked for his release. For it to get that bad and Vince not do anything about it, but just release him like he's nothing? Nah, no matter what, this is on Bray. I'm sorry, it's on Vince. It's on Bray now to make the next decision. It's on Bray Wyatt now for his future, and I'm telling you right now, this dude's so creative, he's already got something in play, man. I bet you he's had something in play for the longest of fucking times. Joey's Adventures. VC Stallion 199 is 2.0 coming back. No, the tube doesn't like 2.0. That's why we got into our initial trouble with the tube. But if they start liking me a little bit more, just a little bit, and understand that I'm not so controversial, I'm not such an asshole. If the tube can work with me a little bit, man, maybe I can bring 2.0 back a little bit. I would like to bring a 3.0 back. For my tried and trues, you know who 2.0 is. It was an alter ego of BC. You thought I got amplified before? Nah, we used to go to a whole nother level. Anisar War 499 coffee says if only WWE gave a little effort to Drew's booking, I think he could be something special, but it seems like WWE always keeps him a notch below Roman. Perfectly said, Anis. There was a couple of times, just like Strowman 4 times, when Strowman was flipping over ambulances and beating up all the security. You thought Braun was going to be something huge, and then Vince just took him right back 4 notches. He'd bring him up 2 feet and take him back 10 feet. Bring him up a few inches, take him back a mile. Same thing with Drew McIntyre. There was a couple of times you thought this guy was going to be catapulted to the moon, like when he won the championship. A couple of times. And then all of a sudden you see Vince McMahon give him a sword, put the fucking kilt around him, and all of a sudden he's just a background extra in the next Braveheart movie. And I'm like, what are you doing? You took something that was really good with Drew, and now he's background for Braveheart Part 2. I don't understand that, Anise. Absolutely well said. Peyton Joshua 18, 299. Think it was a typo. Meant ROH. Yeah, what'd I say? I know what you meant. Oh, is that... Oh, Ron? When you said Ron? Did I know what you meant? Or did we just meant Ron Simmons? And you think ROH... I love ROH, Peyton Joshua 18. Yeah, absolutely. Peyton Joshua 18, man. ROH is so good. I wish more people tune into ROH. Unfortunately, it's not so easily accessible. People really got to kind of search on how to find it. But some of my favorite wrestlers are in ROH. One of my favorite tag teams, my 2 favorite tag teams are the Usos and the Briscoe Brothers. The Briscoe Brothers are actually over in ROH. One of my favorite singles wrestlers is actually Jay Lethal, and he's another wrestler who's currently in ROH. So... absolutely agree. Peyton Joshua 18. Carlos! 5-spot coffee. Carlos says, BC, I'm going to be real. I would be heartbroken if I tuned in on a Monday night and Raw was not there. Sorry, but that's just how I feel about it. You don't have to be sorry, Carlos. I always say we tune in out of habit and hope. That's been our habit since we were fucking kids or young adulthood for you, Carlos. So, of course, if it just got canceled, that's nothing that we want. Initially, we want WWE to be better. That's why we speak out. That's why we're so passionate. Right? We want the product to be better. BC never wants to see WWE just go out of business. There's people's livelihoods at stake. They have to go home and feed families, or at least their significant other and themselves, or just themselves. I don't want anyone to lose their job. I don't want the company to go out of business. I don't want to speak negatively about it and constantly criticize it for the worse. But they don't leave me anything on Monday nights to talk positively about. And you know that, Carlos, but you're exactly right. To have a Monday night without Raw every week, every month, every year, it's just gone, that would be fucking weird, bro. So you don't got to be sorry about that at all. I totally understand. Carlos, much love and appreciation. You know that, man. Alan Stacy, 5-Spot Coffee, BC, they are reporting WWE just released Ric Flair today. Keep up the good work. I appreciate the kind words, Alan. You know I'm going to keep it up, man. As long as there's news like this and people need to stand up and speak out, be passionate and amplified about this product and company especially, BC's going to be that dude. As far as Ric Flair, yeah, man, that's the talk of the town right now, along with Bray. Ric Flair, I'm hearing he asked for his release. We have to find out more. If he did, his buddies, Arn Anderson, Sting, they're in AEW helping out the younger talent. Could Ric Flair go over there? It's not going to be no harm, no foul on TV. You could still use him on TV periodically, but he could be backstage and just be in that environment that you know he loves. And he knows a lot of people in that company, man. So we have to see about that. Alan Stacy, thank you. Hold on, guys. Guys, we're almost at 400 on the ups. I just noticed that now. I really do appreciate that, man. We've had a lot of supers coming in. In fact, I think there's actually more. But I do. I appreciate that, guys. Hold on. I'm on a delay, but I think there's more supers, so give me a second. I will get all of you guys in, I promise. Or do my best to, anyway, man. Sheriff Rivers, 2-Spot. JoJo also got released. Yeah, that news is breaking. But Sheriff Rivers, upon my initial research, and I'll do some more, I thought officially JoJo got released 7 or 8 months ago. There's kind of conflicting reports. And even that, people will be like, wait, what? JoJo hasn't been with them for years. What are you talking about, BC? I heard that there was a contractual extension for JoJo, and it just got terminated 8 months ago, 7 or 8 months ago. That's what I'm hearing. Now it's starting to break out there, and people think she just got released. So I have to find out more about JoJo. I used to love JoJo. I still love JoJo. First of all, is there many women as beautiful as JoJo? Because, wow, JoJo is so beautiful. I mean, she is such a beautiful girl. In the body, don't even get me started, bro. Wow, man. But she was also good at what she did on that. She was the announcing and all that, man. I thought JoJo had that presence and she had the voice. But yeah, there's conflicting reports now that she's officially released. I heard it was 7 or 8 months ago. I have to find out more about that as well. Yeah, she used to be a wrestler as well. NJPW girl, absolutely. So yeah, I gotta find out more about I gotta find out a lot. Almost find out about it, BC. You can almost find out who got released. Ric Flair, JoJo, and maybe even Bray Wyatt's almost released. Yeah, maybe half of Bray Wyatt will be there tonight, Nikki Ash. Half of Bray Wyatt. Maybe just one of his characters. Yeah, I have to find out a lot about that. Sheriff Rivers, thank you, brother. I will be looking into that. Anissa War, $4.99 coffee. Why not get Goldberg to crush Baron Corbin at SummerSlam and see Corbin play it off after that? He's winning and Corbin doesn't lose from this. Anise, thank you. Thank you, Anise. Please, anybody who's here, we've been going over super chats for a fucking hour and we still have 600 strong in this chat. Middle of the morning we started this motherfucker, and we still have hundreds. I want all of you to understand Anisa's super chat. I'm going to read this again. Why not have Goldberg just crush somebody like Baron Corbin at SummerSlam and see Corbin play it off after that? He's winning, and Corbin doesn't lose from this. Anise, that's exactly. You're bringing Goldberg in to pop an initial rating, right? Which is what Vincent Kennedy McMahon was hoping for. Okay, Vince sees value in him. He owns the company. No harm, no foul. You bring in Goldberg, and you have him in the exhibition match. He takes out Corbin. Corbin is just going to play this off even more like he's down on his luck. Everybody wins, and Lashley gets to take on someone who's an up-and-coming big superstar, who hopefully, if you book that superstar correctly, will become larger than life. Is this too much sense that's being called out? By Anise Sarwar, one of my tried and trues? By BC, your head of the table in the YWC? Is this too much logic and common sense? No. Let's keep having Goldberg come back the same fucking way. In a fucking title match. Oh, man. We getting so fucking amped, I need water with the fucking coffee. We're about to fucking pass out. It's already fucking 80 degrees over here in New York. Started at 61 degrees. How the fuck did it jump to 85? Mr. Black Ice 22, 5-spot. It would be crazy this whole time that Bray release was just a swerve to throw fans off. I wish that was the case, but knowing VKM, who knows? I'm still thinking that, Mr. Black Ice 22. I'm still thinking of that. Like, is it all a swerve? And they used Bray Wyatt's name, you know? They didn't say Wyndham Rotunda. Maybe we're just getting trolled, you know? But you can't do that. Because if you do that in storyline like that, man, nobody's going to believe you in the future when you actually release somebody. And that news has to be out there. You know, it's the boy that cried wolf story. Nobody's going to believe you at that point. So, they can't really do that, you know what I mean? But I did think of that, man. I'm thinking of all of it, you know? Is it a swerve? Did Bray ask for the release? All these things, because I'm still befuddled even at this point, man, even days later. Mr. Black Ice 22. Food for thought, man. Kirby 695, 10 spot, couple of coffees. Red team, go! You know it, Kirby 695. Vince is going to sell WWE to Disney or Viacom. He's bringing up profits by creating bad products with less talent and crew via WCW. Happy birthday, Dylan. There you go. Some more birthday love, Dylan, by Kirby 695 and my entire unit. Yeah, of course, it looks like he's absolutely putting a bow on this sale. He's liquidating. And all of these budget cuts, that's what you do when you're trying desperately to go back into the black and you want to kind of polish off your company like it's this product just on a shelf waiting to be sold. That's what you do. When you make these type of budget cuts and they just don't make sense, but it affects your bottom dollar, even if it's just a little bit, that's usually what honchos of big companies, that's usually what they do when they're about to sell. That's why these rumors have picked up over the last 3 to 4 months. Kirby 695, no doubt, man. Jacob Donnelly, 5-spot coffee. Thank you, Jacob Donnelly. How loud will those CM Punk chants be tonight when Goldberg is in the ring? Loud as fuck, Jacob. But I hope they don't stop there, Jacob Donnelly. I hope they deliver more messages to Vince tonight. Chicago is that crowd that can have a lot of fun and seriously put that fire underneath McMahon's ass. Chicago can bring that fire tonight. I hope it's not just CM Punk chants. I hope they come ready to fucking dance and play tonight. Jacob Donnelly, thank you, dude. BC Amplified Fan 199. Renee and Y2J must be at war for a Bray podcast. You know it, bro. BC Amplified Fan. He's talking about Renee always wanting the first crack at somebody released or Chris Jericho. We'll see who gets Bray. I don't think either one of them, man, but we'll see. I know he respects both of them, but I don't think Bray's just going to be that easy to do such. AJ King, 10-spot, couple of coffees. VKM does not see anyone continue his vision of sports entertainment after he is gone. That's why he is destroying everything resembling pro wrestling, because that's what is going to be without him. AJ King, absolutely. I tell you guys all the time on this channel, when Vince McMahon had that NWO angle, and he said, I'm going to kill my own creation with the NWO. I always felt there was truth to that. In the way that he treats Triple H's creation and totally ruins everything that Triple H is creating, how he's killing his own product and polishing it up for a nice sale. Absolutely. He doesn't want this thing in Triple H's hands. It's a fact, guys. If he did, he wouldn't be making these decisions. That's the truth. AJ King, thank you. Troy Gates, 100. Come on, bro. Really? Troy Gates has already bought enough coffees for the next couple of weeks for the channel. Troy Gates. TJG the Dawn, originally, with another 100. He says, we the unit will be in Chicago tonight in the Rosemont Theater in Chicago. Like I know it. Will not hold back for the release of Bray. So, TJG the Dawn, Troy Gates, you gonna be there in Chicago, correct? Have a blast. Put VKM's ass to the coals, Troy Gates, for the Amplified unit. My Amp unit member, man. I got people in Chicago who are going to be there tonight. Don't let us down, Troy Gates. You know what to do. Everybody, for that 100 spot, man, that's a lot of coffees for the channel to keep BC amped so we can keep doing these live streams. You know what to do. You're already doing it. Coffees, fire emojis, amplified biceps. Show Troy Gates the love, man. He just He just contributed a lot of coffees to the channel, man. He's going to be there tonight. So another reason to show Troy Gates the love. He's going to be there tonight, showing up and showing out for all of us. Have a blast putting Vince McMahon on blast, Troy Gates. And again, I appreciate that, bro. Hopefully you're feeling that love. Don't give the channel another dime, man. Trust me, we're going to be much respect going forward. Don't give the channel another dime. You've done enough. I appreciate it, man. Light it up tonight, brother. Light it up, bro. Yeah, Troy Gates, man, with another 100, man. Dropping that shit. That's an amplified super is what we call that. Unique butterfly 5-spot. Now you know that WWE is in the crap hole when talent is requesting their own release. It's been happening. It was happening with Brody Lee and Miro. They wanted out of prison so bad, Unique Butterfly. They wanted it, kept requesting it, and they kept getting denied. Until Vince felt he sat them home long enough that they were irrelevant, so he thought, and that nobody was going to care about them because he sat them home. It's just Luke Harper. It's just Rusev. It's just the Revival. No, motherfucker. No matter how long you keep them in that prison with nothing to do, when you do, everyone has an out date. When they get that release date, they're going to be something because we remember them. We know their talent. We didn't treat them like shit. You did, VKM. You did. That's on you, bro. Unique Butterfly, thank you. Joey's Adventures 5-spot. My boy just sent me a report by Ringside News that Peacock and Fox are furious over Bray's release. I don't know how true that is, Joey's Adventures, but I bet you it is fucking true. I don't know who the sources are directly, but I bet you it's true, Joey's Adventures. They know that when you look at ratings, when you look at YouTube clicks, when you look at any type of buzz, these corporate people are not that fucking dumb. They make dumb decisions, but they know the truth. Bray Wyatt was only helping you pulling numbers. So, of course, these companies, Peacock, Fox, USA, they're all going to be pissed in some semblance. You know, he was Monday Night Raw, but they know that directly affects Fox and SmackDown. Joey's Adventures, thank you, man. Carlos ran another 5-spot. BC, I just can't keep up with Troy. Oh, Troy Gates, yeah, man. I mean, you talk about a tried and true supporter of the channel, but also showing up there tonight and helping the channel out in actual tried and true wrestling fans that want to make a change for the better. Troy's going to be on those front lines, bro. So Troy Gates gets the love tenfold, Carlos. No doubt, man. Yo, I just caught up. I'm on a delay to the live chat. You're still getting the love there, man, Troy Gates. Wow, you guys are showing up big time for Troy Gates, man. TJG to Dawn. That's all for you, man. Oh, badass. You guys are showing up for Troy Gates because Troy Gates stood up for the channel. He's gonna be showing up for all of us tonight, man. So I got some people down in Chicago that are gonna be there. I hope everybody, man. Troy Gates, wouldn't that suck, man? If you and our tried and trues were all trying to do the right thing, and you got everyone there that's willing to just sit there with their wooden bowl, man. Whatever Vince feeds them, they're just gonna accept it. I hope not, bro. Thank you guys for showing the love. And again, Troy Gates, Rockstar. That's a swig for Troy Gates. You know this. Ow, a couple of fucking swigs straight up. Ow. We got to get a fucking another hot one, too. I'm trying to nurse this because we're going 2 hours, man. You guys are fucking amazing. Lord Quaz with that 5-spot coffee. Wyndham just followed Tony Khan on Instagram. No way. Is that true, Lord Quaz? I don't do the whole social thing. If Wyndham Rotunda just followed Tony Khan, something's in the works, bro. Something's going down, and this could be huge ramifications. Lord Quaz, thank you for the scoop, man. I got to do some research on that. Ric Flair being released. When was the actual date that JoJo Offerman got released? You know the deal. If I missed any supers, guys, I'll try to get you in the next vid with a shout out. I don't always get the full list for some fucking reason. I don't fucking know. What do you want me to do? I'm on a delay as well. Sometimes I get duplicates. But just know, I get the coffee and I appreciate it, guys. Sometimes I can't do the shout out. Look at Troy. Troy Gates got the scooter up in here. I saw that, Troy Gates. Troy Gates, roll up to the... Is it the Allstate Arena tonight? Somebody tell me the venue. I know sometimes they move it, man. Or they change around the name. Is it the Allstate Arena tonight? Troy Gates, roll up on the Riddle scooter, dude. NJPW girl, I followed you on Instagram, BC. I haven't been on that. I don't even know. Yeah, I haven't been on that in fucking so long. I think all of that I always left on private. So I probably have a waiting list of 1,000 motherfuckers. I don't go on that shit, but thank you, NJPW girl. Be a part of the waiting list for the next fucking 10 years. NJPW girl, good to see you up in here. Her birthday is this Thursday, I believe. NJPW girl. Guys, tell me if it's is it Allstate Arena, right? Allstate. There you go. Show up on the scooter, Troy Gates. Allstate Arena, yeah. I'm still following you on BC from Twitter before you went private. Oh, really, Jared? Yeah, I haven't been on that in fucking so long too, man. I don't know. The whole social thing was always just weird to me. It's just stupid. People spend so much time on it, and we all just want to give our opinions. It seems weird. You can spend your time much better than social media. I don't know. I'm a weird dude, though. I'm old school. We grew up without social media. When you had to ask a girl out, you literally had to write it on a note and give it to her best friend to give to her, and then you just hope for the best at recess when you got the final answer from said best friend. Or you would watch the best friend give it to her, and if the girl didn't come over to you, you were fucked. Or if nobody came over to you, you are fucked, bro. It was old school back in the day. Whew. Lord French Fries is up in here. Good to see Lord French Fries with that 2-spot. Wyatt is, in fact, following Tony Khan. Red team, go! Lord French Fries, this is huge, man. This is huge. This could be the beginning of something huge. If you have Daniel Bryan back-to-back with CM Punk, back-to-back with Bray Wyatt, showing up to AEW. Vince McMahon, you may say this is not competition. Motherfucker, you look in all of our eyes. You, Vince McMahon, I got a message for you. And I'm going to leave you guys with this because we're going to wrap this up right now so all of you guys can go about your Monday. Get ready for this fucking shitty Raw. Vince McMahon, you, sir, are royally fucked. And I'm going to love every second of it. You did it to yourself, dude. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Bray Wyatt. You may claim this is not going to move the pendulum. You didn't put enough stock into these sumbitches. Here we go. Things just got interesting. I'm being told by my amp unit that Bray Wyatt is following Tony Khan on social. Could be huge. Lord French Fries, thank you. Brandon Gouledge with a $24.99, man. 5 Starbucks, 7 Dunkins. Hey, BC, finally caught a live. Been a few weeks. Miss Bray already. VKM lost a diamond. Just push a bunch of people nobody wants to see. I can't wait to see the rostering coming for AEW. Coffees all around. Much love, BC, and the amp unit. Hey, Brandon Gouledge, we're showing the love right back to you, dude. Thank you for the $24.99. Thank you for the coffees. Thank you for just showing up in the chat and showing the love. And it's just as befuddling to BC and all of my amp unit, man. We still can't believe it. And here we are days later. This is my fucking second or third video talking about it. Tube just cut me off for a second. Hopefully I'm still with you guys. I'm still befuddled, man, as we all are. But Brandon, if this is true and he just started following Tony Khan, I don't know, Brandon. This could work out for the better, dude. We'll see. Brandon Gouledge, much appreciation, man. Reality check numero uno. Sasha Banks is also following Khan in AEW. Yeah, she was doing that when she left the first time. She was not playing around. Vince knew it was hardball or he's going to lose her. And for some reason, I say for some reason, I love Sasha Banks. It's a pro Sasha channel. We know why. We know how good she is. Vince knew he could not lose her. And so she never stopped following, huh? They're trying to good in good graces, man. That goes to show you the respect that they have for Tony Khan. Don't think for 1 second, if you fuck with Sasha again and she leaves again, don't get it twisted. She will just go to AEW, and we all know for AEW, that's the one area they need to improve on. The women's division. I love Britt Baker. They just signed Thunder Rosa. It's getting a little better. A little bit. Could you imagine if they had Sasha Banks? I mean, these are talents where even the argument of they have too much ex-WWE talent, they have no more room on their roster. I agree with you on all fronts. But these are names where it's not if, It's just when Tony Khan grabs them. Thank you, Reality Check. Chubless the Bear, 2-spot. BC, I remember the note days. Yeah, we used to have to write notes to our crushes and hope for the best, Chubless the Bear. This is way before social media. The good old days. Life is different now, man. Social is the way to go, and BC's just not a big fan of it. Wow. I think I got most, man, if not everybody. Hot damn. You guys came strong, man. Much love to all you guys. I'm going to let you go about now, man. This is just under another 2 fucking hours. I really was hoping this was going to be about a half an hour. But you guys came ready to talk and shoot the shit and have a lot of fun and get amplified. So, BC can't turn that around, man. When my amp unit shows up, BC, we got to show up and show strong. And Lord French fries. That was just one of my last supers. No. Troy Gates. Troy Gates, when you show up there tonight, man, anybody that needs a little bit of guidance and what to cheer, give them that guidance, man. Make it loud tonight, Troy Gates. I appreciate that, Hungy, man, as always. You don't got to contribute a damn dime. Now we need you. So you gave the channel a Hungy spot to contribute. We thank you. Now we have to put you to work, Troy Gates. Have a blast, dude. Put Vince McMahon's ass. Send that right to the coals. Reality Check. My bad. Sasha's only following Khan. What did you originally say? Oh, and AEW. Oh, yeah, well, that shows you the respect, Reality Check, that she has for Tony Khan. That's what I mean. She'll start following AEW if need be. Much love, guys. We'll check you. Damn, we are ending the stream. We're still over 500 deep. Middle of the fucking morning and afternoon. You guys are the best. Thank you for almost 450 already, dude. We're going to cascade over 500 within the next hour. That's all you guys, man. Showing that love and helping the algorithm out. We're going to crash over 500 within the next hour. That was all basically live. So, thank you guys, man. Check you later, man. All you guys, all my supers. Troy Gates, thank you. Have fun tonight. Rip 'em, bro. Again, Troy Gates said, we the unit will be in Chicago tonight in the Rosemont Theater in Chicago. Like I know it, will not hold back for the release of Bray. I hope it's true, man. Troy Gates, have fun, bro. Thank you again. Over 450 on those ups. Thanks, guys. We'll check you. Carlos, right at the very end, 5-spot. BC, everyone, much love and respect. Carlos is saying check you to all the units, so I'm going to take it upon myself to put the amp unit on my back and send Carlos that love and respect right back. Thank you, Carlos. We'll check you guys. For some reason, I'm on a huge delay, but I can't get everybody. But I'm seeing you all, man. I'm seeing all the fucking check-you-laters and the Scooter McGee's and the Fires, the fucking Biceps, the Coffees. Like Troy Gates, the fucking scooters, the Riddle scooters, NJPW girls got the scooters, War Dog at the last second with that 5-spot coffee. Life is a circle. The amp unit will come back around. Salute. You know it, man, and that's for the Raw review. We're going to talk all about this shit. It might be audio format only because I'll be out in the world, but you guys are going to get an amplified fucking review tomorrow, I assure you. Especially if we see fucking fruit roll-ups, guys. Much love. Check you guys, man. Salute to all you guys. Thank you to all my super VIPs, man. MVPs. Troy Gates, you know that, man. Carlos, JR9 Gaming, NJPW Girl, all you guys, man. War Dog. Salute. Now BC's got to go whoop the day's ass so we can tune in the Raw tonight, so we can rip it apart tomorrow. Check you. Salute.